Welcome to Fishing Western Australia. This week we're still in the Kimberley, and that's the King's Cascade. Steve, it's amazing.
I've never seen anything like that, named after Philip Parker King. Now, it's amazing, but we've got some amazing fishing action on this week's show. Let's have a look at what you can expect.
We travel deep into the Kimberley to try a new type of lure. Ian meets the Queen of Barramundi, and Steve takes us to find his favourite fish, the Tailor.
Today we're in the Kimberley, and we're in a little creek system with a lot of rocks in the foreground, and we think there's probably some finger mark brim and mangrove jacks in here.
I think you're right.
I didn't even know he was on behind me. We've only just pulled up, mate. Can you give me a chance to at least get my line in the water? What do you think you got there, mate?
I think it's a good jack, Steve, because he's taken me in the rocks. But we'll see in a minute.
You winning?
Yeah, I think so. I'm getting a bit on him.
Colour?
Oh, he's a finger mark.
Yeah, it's a finger mark.
Yep. Wow, first cast.
Well, you've beaten me to the punch, so I better get stuck in too. Whoa! Come on, get away from the rocks, get away from the rocks! Oh. Remember, this is 10 kilo line, folks. These finger marks go so hard. He's not done yet. Whew. Around everything. And there you go, a big fat one.
He is too.
You hold them under the belly so you don't get spiked. And there you go. What a great fish. It's only about 1 kilo in size, but I'm using 10 kilo line to stop them getting into the rocks, which are all around us. And it took every bit of those 10 kilos to stop him going into the prop or the rocks. So we'll put him back in the water so he can live to fight another day.
Pound for pound, they're very, very strong, aren't they? Now, these are great, Steve.
I think I've got another one going here.
Finger mark, look at that. They're beautiful to eat too.
They're much darker in the creeks than they are in the oceans, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're almost like jacks in here.
Now this is a great spot in the Kimberley for this. We're surrounded by rocks in this little eddy here, and all the water sort of coming down, stopping and then going under. So theoretically the fish and the bait is all going underneath like that. That's why we're just dropping virtually just in front of the boat, about 10 foot, and you get beautiful fish like that. And he should swim off. They're quite hardy fish. There you go, beautiful.
With so many fish under the boat, we thought we'd try something different. A new lure had found its way into our tackle boxes before the trip, and it looked so realistic it worked right away.
These are new lures that a friend of mine brings in from Queensland called Prawn Stars, which I reckon is just about the best name for a lure ever. And you can see that they resemble those big gelatinous looking prawns, and I've been jigging it right where Marshy's got the bait. Boy, did he want a bit of that. Let's just have a look at how this Prawn Star works.
Yeah.
You can see that they are very prawn coloured, but the real kicker, so to speak, is this. When you tug them or jig them, their tail flicks like a real prawn.
Now Steve's calling them a prawn star, and they are actually called prawn stars. We're not making it up, so just for you lot at home, that's what they're called. What wouldn't eat that? I'd eat that.
Well, I've seen you eat some pretty strange things, so I'll go along with that.
The scenery in the Prince Regent River is spectacular, but there was hardly time to take it all in.
Oh yeah! Oh gee, might be in a bit of trouble here. It's a bigger one. Oh, get away, get away, get away, get away! Go away from that rock. Oh, look, it's a jack! Oh, get away from the rock! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
That's a nice jack too, Steve.
Oh, aren't they beautiful and red?
Beautiful.
Now you may have seen in Series 1 us catching a fish called a red bass at the Rolly Shoals. Well, they're both from the Luchinid family, I think that's how you pronounce it. And these things are just as tough as red bass, but in smaller sizes. And he's taken that prawn star beautifully in the side of the mouth, and look at the colours. It's almost like a bronzy red.
He's took my prawn star and can give me back.
Okay, fella.
Another finger mark, Steve. I think the finger mark like the pink ones, and that's a good size one too.
Have you found it's better to work these things with long strokes up or little twitches?
Sort of let them fall to the bottom.
Yep.
I think that they're taking it on the drop.
Right.
That's, you know.
Like that, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think I agree with you. Oh!
Right.
Here's another one for you. Oh! There he goes.
Mine's off.
Mama!
Is that on that laser?
It's on the laser, and I'm in so much trouble in the current. I don't know what I'm going to do because I was also too lazy to tie a leader on. Oh, mama.
It's going to end in tears.
It's going to end in big tears, but this is a great ride. I'm using it one-handed here, and I've beaten the fish over to where I am. Run tip under the water to get away from the prop. And tough fish! Tough fish!
He's tougher than you, mate.
Too tough for me. Oh, it is. It is a bigger one too. Whoa.
Yeah, I think mine is too. Whoa.
On he comes. That might be the biggest one so far. Now this is another jack. The last one was very red, very crimson, and this one's quite orange. And they're both living in exactly the same spot. Why this is, I have no idea, but it just goes to show how different a fish can be living in the same area.
No, it has to go right down. Take it on the drop. It goes down, 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 down. Jig it. See? Go down, down, jig it. There you go. Whoa!
That's a jack.
Just lock him up, lock him up.
Oh no, it's a brim.
It's a pikey.
That's a fairly fat one though, isn't it?
Yeah. Now these got spikes. Only on the top though.
What a magic morning on the Prince Regent, but even better action was in store later in the trip, which you'll see in coming weeks. I was recently in Monkey Mire when the choppers were running, and I thought this would be an ideal time to teach you all how to catch them. Tailor are one of my favourite fish, and the most fun you can have with them is by using lures. With my friend Phil Lake, we set about casting at the shore as the little speedsters darted around the boat.
That's a nice start, mate.
A nice one, is it?
Actually, oh, it feels pretty good, you know. That's great, isn't it? You can see us. Oh, that's a good Tailor. Oh, gee, now we're in trouble, aren't we? Come on, come around in the current. There you go. Woo-hoo-hoo! Once hooked, Tailor fight hard, but I love the way they take to the air. I love Tailor. Have a look at that. They're pretty when they're that size. Perfectly formed kilo Tailor. I'm going to pop him back in the water. So their flesh is fairly soft. There you go. Now what I'm using here is my favourite little laser 35 gram lure. And look, it's written on there. And it flashes in the sun, and Tailor just love it. Now from there, I've got a leader of 40-pound mono. You don't need wire, that actually spooks them. Just tied to a swivel, tied to a main line, which is only 4 kilos. It's that easy. There's really nothing to this. The only hard bit is keeping the hooks out of your fingers, because that hurt. Monkey Mire is famous for the sea mammals that live a peaceful life in the calm waters of the bay. Dolphins are very common, but these dugongs that graze off the seagrass were a rare treat and had us all forgetting about the fishing for about a quarter of an hour. There's plenty of Tailor swimming around under the boat, and I'm so confident that I'll get one with this cast that the crew's bet me $5 that I can't do it. And $5 to me, that's a week's pay working on this show. Let's see how we go. I've got one cast to prove myself to the crew. Ha! $5 you owe me, boys! Now, I'm not sure if the bet included landing it or just hooking it. I reckon I've lived up to my part of the bargain.
Hooking it was fine.
Okay, I've got the word from the officials. Land it. Just walk around here. He's trying to come around. Oh, big jump! And he came off. So,
Yay! $5, Steve.
that one's going to have to go to the adjudicator.
$5.
All right. What do you reckon? Double or nothing? I can get another one.
Nah, mate. Bet's out.
There he goes. Now he knows he's hooked.
These fish weren't monsters, but were well over the WA legal length of 25 centimetres.
Oh, I'm on two,
Nice
Phil.
little tailor.
There's a lot here.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. Woo! Just waiting on that one big one.
Woo! He's going for a run. I bet he's going to jump too. I just love him. Oh, he wanted to jump. I don't think he changed his mind at the last minute. Whoa, there's a jump. And he threw the hooks. Well, oh well, doesn't matter. I'll bet there's another one sitting down there waiting to jump on too.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in this bay, Steve. It's just a matter of getting in the right spots and trying something different. If what you do doesn't work, just try something else.
That's why charters are great when you're on holidays, because you don't want to mess around trying to find fish. You just want to go where the fish are and have a good time.
Yep, we've already done the homework for you, so it's probably the cheapest option.
Oh, where's a good fish? You on two?
Yep, I'm on.
Oh, it's going off. There he goes. Ho-ho!
You can take 8 fish, but I always like to put them back to grow a bit bigger for the next time I'm in town.
What a wonderful fish. Come here. You can go back. Go, Phil. This looks like a good fish, mate.
It's not too bad. He's fighting pretty well. Still hanging in deep. You can stir him up into a bit of an aerial in a minute. Put a bit of pressure on him. There he goes.
Just jump in the... Oh, I'm on two. I think mine's as good as yours, mate.
Yeah, I think we just hit some good ones. The sun's about to go down and they've just turned up the...
Whoa! One spat the lure back at the boat.
Turned up the bite a little bit.
Well, lovely. That's a good fish too. There you go. One last Tailor to finish off the afternoon. Another fabulous fishing spot in Shark Bay, mate.
Certainly has turned it on again for us today.
Tailor fishing here is awesome and the scenery is even better. The outback coast, it's a really well kept secret. Why don't you come up and have a look?
The feature of this second series of Fishing Western Australia will be a 2-week adventure with the Great Escape Charter Company through the Kimberley. Kylie Barra is a part owner of the boat and the chef on board, but she's also a gun on her favourite fish, the Barramundi.
So you remember catching your first barramundi there, Kylie?
I do. I remember it. I've got a good photo of it actually. It was in a spectacular river system. We'll visit there later, the King George.
All right.
And yeah, the adrenaline, he hit my lure, he was jumping everywhere. And I was going, oh, what do I do? What do I do?
Was that your first time you fished or?
No, I'd fished a little bit before, but not much.
Right.
Because it was in the first year that I'd been up here.
Okay.
And after that I was addicted. These little fish that are swimming around, I've just seen a whole heap of mullet go past.
Right.
So that's a good sign because the barramundi love mullet.
Yep.
And I mean, because there's lots of little different fish that get around, like the archer fish and and the garfish and other ones, but the barramundi don't seem to feed on them
Right.
as much as they like mullet.
Yep.
When those bait fish are on the surface,
Yeah.
you'll come up underneath and you'll just suck it in, and that's when you hear the big woof,
Right.
big splash on the surface.
Okay.
But they actually, it's a distinctive noise. You know when they're there.
Ah, okay.
Kylie's secret rock was upstream a little.
That way?
That way.
Welcome to the rock. Splendid.
Some of the biggest fish just hang out in shallow water that basically just covers their body.
Yeah.
A good sized barramundi actually jumped into my dinghy.
No way.
No, it was true. It was about this big.
Yeah.
Jumped in the dinghy, and then as you're cruising and the wave was hitting the bank, all these little barramundi were jumping. So the crew of my dinghy were holding nets out, we were fanging up and down the creek. We didn't get another one.
So you constantly change your lure all the time, do you?
Yeah, I do.
How often?
Whenever I'm not catching a barramundi, I change it very often.
Good answer.
But you know, then if it's catching on a particular day, I'll leave it on all day.
Right. What do you reckon, Barra?
Yeah, I reckon.
There you go. Is he going to jump for us?
Yep.
There he comes.
Woohoo!
Well done.
We got one! Well, not yet.
Don't lose him.
At least we got a hook up.
Taking some line. Strong, aren't they?
They are, for their size, they just fight great.
Oh dear. He's not very happy, is he? He's just seen the net.
See,
There he comes. Okay,
well
Kylie.
done. He's
There
a
we
nice
go.
little fish.
He is too. Here we go, Kylie.
Look at the mouth on that. That's great.
Show the folks at home that. Beautiful fish, aren't they?
Yep.
Sensational.
Yep, I don't know what it is about these fish in, but they're great. I love catching barramundi.
And you certainly do it quite well.
They're my favourite, you know. It could be another fish on the line, but you know, when you know it's a barramundi, your heart starts going.
Oh, you get the old shake.
Yeah, it's the only fish that does that for me. It's great.
So we'll put him back, eh, Kylie?
Alrighty.
Oh, stop biting me. Oh dear, there he goes. Straight away. They give you a good bite too, don't they? Because you've got no teeth.
Yeah, it is.
All right then, Kylie, I'll take that lure off you now and yeah.
I can flick. If I know I'm going for barramundi, I can flick around for hours. And I'm onto a big one, it's huge! Damn.
What, we stuck on something?
Yeah.
Oh well, never mind.
It's always a joy fishing with you, isn't it?
Fair? We'll go and get it in.
Okay.
Just because it's you, I'll get it.
Kylie truly is a barramundi master, and Ian isn't the first bloke she's made to look ordinary over the last few years. He took it pretty well, even though his ego was bruised, but at least she's a good winner.
That's the boat tied up. I'm just going to help Kylie off the boat now.
Don't worry about the chivalry, mate. You know who caught all the fish today, don't you?
Charming. Kylie's great on Barra. We're in the Mitchell River. This is the Kimberley Escape.
Oh, feels great.
Wow, there's not great fishing here at the King's Cascades and the Prince Regent River in our Kimberley, but there's some great fishing action on the fishingwa.com website. There's up-to-date reports, articles, how to catch almost every fish you'll find in WA waters. So remember, www.fishingwa.com and you'll be online to some of WA's best fishing action.
Next time we meet, we've got an Esperance special for you, where we go to beautiful Cape Arid for the awesome Australian salmon. We also take you herring fishing off the town jetty, and we'll go boat fishing with a difference using lures for awesome pink snapper.
Well, unfortunately we've run out of time on this week's episode of Fishing Western Australia. Next week we've got some more great fishing action for you, so we'll catch you then.